We relived the Best of Tri-Nations 2003. This year's tournament took place in the shadow of the year's biggest sporting event, the Rugby World Cup. It was the last international hit-out for the Sanzar teams, and the time had come to prove themselves world title contenders. All three coaches remained under intense scrutiny over selections and strategies. Supporters were desperate to see their teams hit top form. The battle for Southern Hemisphere supremacy was about to begin anew. But after Auckland's Super 12 domination, the All Blacks were favoured to defend their Tri-Nations crown. And there remained an old score to settle between New Zealand and Australia in what is the centenary of test matches between the two countries. In a landmark year, no side wanted to end up on the wrong side of history. For the opening match of the series, the Wallabies arrived in Cape Town with high hopes. The Springboks looked ripe for the picking. The Wallabies were coming off their first loss to England at home, and coach Eddie Jones responded by making changes. Burke and Canham were brought back, and Flatley was given a reprieve after he'd been dropped for ill discipline. League convert Matt Rogers was given his first run-on role, joining Steve Kefu in the centres. A new combination it was, and the pressure was on to step up and fight. In the Tri-Nations lead-up, the South Africans struggled to put away Scotland and Argentina. And Springbok coach Rudolf Strali continued to shuffle, making 8 changes from his last run on side. A strong Bulls-laden pack and sharp-shooting fly-half Louis Kuhn suggested a return to old-school Springbok rugby.
Flatley back in the mix for Australia will kick off for them in their 8th test at Newlands. Kricher, well, he did well to take that because the sun was right in their eyes. Van der Westhuizen is there. Louis Kuhn had plenty of time. He's launched that kick downfield, and it's a great one.
Fantastic start for South Africa. Corne Kricher with a catch out of the sun, and good clearance, and it's just the confident start South Africa would be looking for.
Vickerman Tower at the back there. Flatley, Kefu got through that first line of defence by changing his line of running. This is Tota Kefu. Good defence by South Africa. Good ball for Gregan. Gets it back. Matt Burke has popped it over the crossbar. Australia lead by 3.
Well, Matt Burke's certainly not his greatest drop goal ever. Look at this. It comes off there. A little bit of a vur-vur. Almost looks like a spiralling torpedo, but over it goes. 3 points it is. Well, Brent Russell coming on might be a blessing in disguise for South Africa, really. So the player needs game time. Sad for Jaco van der Westhuizen. He's had a great season, and obviously sad to see him injured. But Brent Russell, a little pocket rocket, he can certainly make a difference.
Well, he made his name here as an under-20 player. Kefu, Sailor, Gregan, Flatley, Rogers, beautiful hands for Burke, great tackle by Marius Joubert, and it's turnover ball. Richard Bands went into full war. Van der Westhuizen, Kuhn, Russell, chance here for Stefan te Blanc, he cracks on the pace, good tackle by Rogers. Russell is in there quickly. South African loose forwards too. Van der Westhuizen looking to get it out. Louis Kuhn, de Wet Barry. Gregan is in defence in midfield. Van der Westhuizen skipping out, gets it to Joan Smith. Tackled by Phil Wall. Van der Westhuizen again. Kutsia went in, then hung back. Louis Kuhn. Marius Joubert missed out. Goes to Lawrence Sipaka. South Africa just need to maintain their patience. It's a penalty to South Africa. Where does Steve Walsh run to? Right into the middle of the field. Quickly taken by Van der Westhuizen. Matfield now. Have they thrown away the 3 points? Richard Bands pounds away over the 5-metre line. Van der Westhuizen again. Has a look around. Brent Russell is there. Darts for glory. Good defence by Australia. Van der Westhuizen, Marius Joubert. Nice stepping by him, but again the Australian defence is very, very solid. Louis Kuhn, what can he conjure up? Van der Westhuizen gets it wide again. Well laid back by South Africa. Van der Westhuizen, flip on the inside. Very nearly through goes Vickers van Heerden. Can Australia just last out? Van der Westhuizen again. Kuhn and Russell! Wonderful build-up by South Africa. And the pocket rocket has done it again.
Well, he is so dangerous. Nothing on man against Joe Rock. Stepped off before the pass and over he goes. And we said it, isn't he dangerous? And a great start from South Africa. We look at Brent Russell and we say, great try. This is the finishing little movement. Round he goes with his tremendous pace. But what a magnificent build-up. 7 or 8 phases. Kept the ball well over the gain line. Look at this. It's just a step before the pass came. And Joe Rock beaten for pace.
Accurate by Louis Kuhn. And that's a good reply by South Africa after they were rocked back by that drop by Matthew Burke. Gregan, Kefu. Oh, a lovely dummy by Tata. Kefu had cannon in support, but it goes to full war. Good build-up this by Australia. Gregan, Cannon who got it out. Great hands by Flatley. Good tackle by Marius Hubert once again. And taken away by Vickers van Heerden. Now, well, he ripped the ball back. Van der Westhuizen, Kuhn. And if that's going to bounce in field, it's a super kick by Louis Kuhn. Gregan, Kefu. Wonderful tackle again by tackles by the South African mid. Well picked up there by was Rogers. Now it's with Burke. Gregan, Kefu. Kefu's got through the first tackle. Did he get the pass away? No, it's forward, says the referee. As Tata Kefu very nearly got that try-scoring pass away. We have 2 South Africans down.
2 down in the midfield as well. Kefu with a dummy. If he'd had a runner on the inside now, but Brent Russell it was.
Russell.
Little man, he got in the top there, protected the ball, saved the try.
So they're mixing it up now, Australia, with Vickerman, Gregan, Kefu. He went at Krichan, Pigger stood up to him. Gregan, Flatley, Rogers, Saylor, Wendell Saylor gets the first try for Australia. They're back in the lead.
Wendell Saylor been in try-scoring form the last few weeks. Got the try against England, got a brace, I think, against Wales. And this is a great move. Look at this, out it comes. It's the skip one. Matt Rogers with a little inside pop. Saylor at pace. Louis Kuhn couldn't make the tackle. And Saylor's in. Very, very good little move. They've moved it wide on the skip the whole time. Sucked into Vetberry this time, and Louis Kuhn couldn't get across and make the tackle. Good try.
Van der Westhuizen, Russell gets it out to Lawrence Sapaka, who's up against David Giffen. And good play by Krichan. Now it's Louis Kuhn to Blanche. And a penalty to South Africa. Steve Walsh was waiting quite a long time for advantage. Well, it curve in. It's another magnificent kick by Louis Kuhn. Gregan brings it out. Now Saylor gets away from Van Heerden. And he's a tough guy, Wendell Saylor, to bring down. Great tackle by Kutsia. Now it's Noriega over the 22. Gregan, Flatley, Kefu, to Vetberry in again. And it's a penalty to South Africa. Well, at the moment, I reckon Vetberry is the player of the half in terms of the turnovers he's won for South Africa. Quick help from Marius Hubert too. Well, ripping down by the Australians on the line-out jumper. And so this is kickable by Louis Kuhn, certainly within his range. Well, that's flying straight through and over the crossbar. This is now full war, wide for Steve Kefu, trouble here for South Africa. Sailor with the time and space. Delport gives chase, Hubert was over, here's Russell. Can he get away from him? Yes, he can. From both their centres. He's opened it up for David Barry. He needs to look on the out. Brilliant pass. Russell. Can he get it on the inside? Here goes Stefan de Blanche. This could be the try of the season. It's Victor Matfield. What a start by Brent Russell. He started the whole thing, handled twice, and Victor Matfield was up in support.
Unbelievable try. Turning defence into attack. Sailor came down the side here. We all thought he'd done pretty well, and a lot of pressure, got the little cross kick in, but he didn't count on Brent Russell's counter-attacking ability. Away he went. And the end result was Stefan de Blanche's inside pass to Matfield supporting. Brilliant, brilliant try.
And Louis Kuhn's kick curls in, and it's gone off the post over the crossbar.
Well, Brent Russell, he's been on since about the second minute. We said it might be a blessing in disguise, and look at him go.
Watch those two Australian centres, away from them.
Away from Flatley like he's standing still. Cannon and Lyons not a match. Good skill, good inside ball, and look at him go. And look at the long inside pass, well read. And to Blanche, credit to him. Ran the right angle, timing perfect. And Matfield was over.
Well, the referee reacts to the half-time siren. Corner kicker will be very, very happy with what has gone on in this first half. South Africa lead by 20 points to 10, 2 tries, and one in particular by Victor Matfield. What a gem that was. Gregan, great hands by the skipper. Sailor. He's provided problems for the South African defences. Gregan, Flatley, Cannon. Another big tackle by South Africans now. It's Vickerman who's hit back by Richard Bands. The referee says the ball is there. Could be a turnover for South Africa. And Richard Bands, a thumping hit on Daniel Vickerman. Wow, that's a dreadful ball for Gregan. Flatley, Kefu. And they stepped through a number of players there out of that Matfield's tackle. Steve Kefu doing extremely well.
Wasn't out.
But Matt Burke not taking the 3 points, kicking for touch. Interesting call again.
Well, that's the second time Australia have done that.
Well, at 20 points to 10, you've got to chip away. I don't know if you can, in a tight test match, you've got to take the points when you can.
Vickerman. Gregan, Kefu. Oh, Kefu's got through the first tackle, very nearly there. Now, if Australia get the ball quickly, there's real trouble for South Africa here. It's a penalty. And it must be going through the ref's mind. That's a possibility of a penalty try.
Well, possibility of a yellow card, more likely.
These guys have broken the line. They want a quick ball a metre from the line. He came in the wrong side of the tackle, then lay on the ground and would not release the ball. That's willful infringement. And he's yellow.
Where does 12 go in now? The vet Barry clearly from the wrong side, clearly lying on the ball.
And then
he's
not
put a hand on
releasing.
the ball and he's holding the ball. I think Steve Welsh has got it dead right.
Up, back, don't there.
Well, it's another penalty. I mean, there's no way that ball was out. It's Phil Waugh. Phil Waugh is over the line, and the referee says try. Continuous pressure by the Australians, and they've regained their composure, and South Africa just lost theirs for, well, most of the second half.
Well, Phil Waugh tapped and went quickly, driven over by the Australian pack. They got him behind him quickly, and you'll see it on the other side. You'll see it from this camera angle. He clearly gets the ball down, but very quick to get in there, the Australian forwards. There it is. The ball is on the ground, and that's a try. And having said that, Matt Burke should have taken the 3 points on offer. They've gone and scored the try and prove me wrong. And, well, it should be 7 points, and it is.
Kun Bobo, his first real touch of the ball. He's tackled, and a good solid Australian defence. Kun, Russell, Matfield. Good defence again by Australia. Good ball for Kun. Well, it's turned over, but it's a penalty to South Africa. Opportunity for Louis Kun to get the Springboks into a 6-point lead. Well, again, it's a good-looking strike, and it's over. Louis Kun now with 13 points on the afternoon. And Van der Westhuizen gets it away to Louis Kun. Sailor, sort of a bit of a groan from the crowd as they see Sailor feel a great tackle by Delport. South Africa should have made more of that. I thought it might have gone forward. It's a penalty that came from the wrong side of the tackle. Those men did, a whole host of them. Yeah, another superb kick. Louis Kun is a machine. That has given South Africa that 9-point lead. Gregan, sharp. Now can they get a boot to this ball? Gregan was there. Botha was all over him. Well, no sooner is Owen Finnegan on the field, and there's a bit of a problem.
Well, there's a lot of spirit and a lot of heart out there. And the two captains squaring up.
One thing you can be sure of, that Gregan won't back off. It's a good take there by Giffen, Gregan, Kefu. Tata Kefu. Barry made the tackle once more. Gregan, flatly. Burke, Bucky's Botha slip. And here goes Joe Roth. Try Australia.
And there's a bit of hesitation here from the touch judge and the referee. And he's awarded it. Well, one of the Springbok defenders slipped in the tackle there. And it left Matt Burke through the gaps. Donny could see the Springbok hooker, not enough pace to catch him. The offload and Roth went over. The little switch of direction here from Flatley. Hit it up well. Bucky's Botha slip. Good step from Matt Burke. And, well, Joe Roth is never going to be caught from that close. But Matt Burke has not had his best game under the kicks. But good on the run, perfectly timed pass. And Joe Roth is in.
Donny could see with the throw. Forward goes Matfield. Van der Westhuizen. Tinus Delport. Good Barney Bobo in his face on the outside here for Russell. Tries to get away. Oh, if he had just released a moment earlier, Stefan de Blanche was there. Now it's a scrum to South Africa. There was a hand in the way. The South African backs need the ball. Comes for Kun. Barry's through the first line of defense. Wonderful pass for de Blanche. Gets it into Bobo. Stopped by Matt Rogers. The South Africans again go piling in. Van der Westhuizen, Russell. Tani Kutsia extends their line of defense even further. Good tackle by Ben Darwin. Here goes Kun. Here goes Bobo. It's Defet Barry. And great defense by the Australians. Defet Barry couldn't quite get through the tackle there. and 2 Australians smothered him.
Desperate defence here from Australia. David Barry looked full money like he was in the corner, but Takiri it was who got across there. And somehow they've kept him out.
Gregan, Larkham, Griffin. Picked up by Fryer. Oh, he's a strong little fellow, is Greg Fryer. Shot at full wall. Gregan again. Larkham gets it over to Young. Now can, well, Fryer should have let that ball go wide.
Here we come.
Gregan for Flatley. Rogers, wonderful tackle by Barry again. Oh, the crowd won't like that. Referee says scrum down, Australia ball. A whole lot of players going to ground, worked up by War for Young. Stopped by Louis Kuhn. Krige is in there, so is War for Australia. Lawrence Sepaka has it, gets it away to Vandenberg. And Selborg has a chance for Vickers van Heerden. David Barry, Kabani Bobo goes for the... Well, he tried to get it out on the outside, but it slipped out of his hands. Advantage to Australia as they mauled it back beautifully. Now vital line-up ball for Australia. Fryer, who's the new man on the field with the throw. Giffen goes forward. Matfield's stolen it. Vickers van Heerden drove it in. Van der Westhuizen, Kuhn. To Blanche will give chase. Takiri is back. Burke is there. To Blanche. Fields the ball beautifully. All the green shirts are there. Van der Westhuizen gets it away for Dale Santon. It's up against Totai Kefu. The ball is in field. The referee says take the line out. It is Australia ball. There is 1 minute and 21 seconds to go.
Australia ball, they've thrown it quickly.
For Giffen. Now, will they run it from behind their own goal line? South Africa must stop them all as soon as possible. Gregan, well, they're all poised to run, but Larkham decides to go with the boot. Van der Westhuizen, Kuhn goes with the drop, and Larkham has stopped it, but it's offside. The referee says offside, and it's a penalty that Louis Kuhn can boot over. The crowd are on their feet celebrating now.
Well, of course, if Louis Kuhn kicks the goal here, he's got to kick the... Oh, it's not going to make a difference. I was going to say it changes the bonus points. But as the ball goes out, South Africa have won this game. A fantastic turnaround.
Well, there is great celebration here. As you can obviously feel, I think Steve Walsh had a pretty good game today as the referee. Look at the crowd.
I hope this is going to give our team the belief that we can do well this year and in the Tri Nations and in the World Cup. And also, you know, the public out there didn't believe in us, and we wanted to show them that we can, and I'm very proud of the guys today.
I think the public out there believe it can now.
Yeah, I think people want to see us win against the big teams before they believe, you know, and we've said all along there's a process, and the guys have known all along, and credit to the coaches and our management, you know, they've stayed very calm this week and we've done really well.
Yeah, we're very disappointed with our performance today, especially that first 40 minutes. South Africa, they went ahead 20-10, but we certainly underperformed. Happy with the way we started the second half, but we still had opportunities, and our execution under pressure was very poor.
With pride restored in Cape Town, the Springboks welcomed the All Blacks to the High Veld. Anton Oliver joined Christian Cullen and Tane Randall on John Mitchell's discard list. Again, Mitchell showed he held no stock in reputations. Form is all. Muli Aina at fullback ahead of sharp-shooting Ben Blair made the All Black coach's intentions clear. Altitude may well place a premium on goal kickers, but Mitchell was out to win with tries, not Spencer's boot. Last week's victory brought stability to the Springboks. The forward pack was left unchanged. Adjustments to the back line included the return of the elusive flyer Ashwin Willemse on the right wing. The Boks hadn't beaten the Blacks since 2000. Could they break the drought? Or would the Kiwis silence the passionate crowd in Pretoria?
Here they go. Well, Williams knocked it on and Kricha was there very quickly. Well, the referee is saying that there was a South African hand in there just before Williams touched it. Johnny Kutsia, Matfield at the front. No messing around by the South Africans at the line-up. This is a great ball. They found a little bit of a gap. They've taken it up to the 22. Now they keep moving it on. Lawrence Sipaki is in there. Bucky's Buerta goes in hard. The referee saying advantage to South Africa. Van der Westhuizen climbs in to try and get the ball. A huge maul that by South Africa.
Sean Fitzpatrick before the game said their first objective is to make the crowd quiet. Well, it's not worked.
Well, he didn't connect it quite as well as I thought he might have, but it went straight through the middle, and it all came from a wonderful maul by the forwards. Willemse. Well, now that I thought that ball had bounced on the outside, but Willemse made the most of that. Van der Westhuizen, Russell. Just stopped there momentarily, but taken on by Kutsia, then by Richard Bands. Good work by the Bulls tights. Away for Kuhn, Barry. Snyman is charging on his outside. He's lost it. Forward in the tackle, an opportunity for the counter here. It's at Muliaina. Quick ball from Collins and offside by South Africa. Vickers van Heerden, the guilty party. Mialamu with the throw. They're going to the back to Collins. He had to use one hand. Tough ball for Divine. Spence under a lot of pressure. Brought it back to Omanga. Good run through by the All Black forwards. Finding a little gap at that ruck. Divine, Jack. He's a big man, is Chris Jack. And Russell had to just try and hold him up for a moment. They're inside the South African 22. Spencer, Carlos Spencer will score.
This is where it came. Chris Jack through the middle. Richard Bands missed the tackle. Bren Russell missed again. Kricha came in and had to make it eventually. But space down the side here. A little show from Spencer. And over he goes. Good try from the Kiwis.
Spencer. Well, a chance here for Willemse to counter. He's controlled it well eventually. And Ali Williams couldn't make the first tackle. Willemse has made good ground. Picked up by Juan Smith. Now it's Bucky's Buerta. Needs to control the ball. Has done so well. Van der Westhuizen. Kuhn. Barry. Wide for Matfield. Now it's to Blanche. Van der Westhuizen, Kuhn. Russell was the runner there, but Willemse gets the ball. Good layback by him. Richard Bands in for support. Van der Westhuizen, Kuhn again. Oh, Louis Kuhn's found some space. Here goes Corne Kricha. Van der Westhuizen was there. Oh, and Brent Russell couldn't hold on. Howlett tries with the counter. Roughly handled by Bucky's Buerta. Thumped to ground by Buerta. Spencer with the ultimately pretty good clearance.
Well, Bren Russell, a look of disgust on his face. Louis Kuhn did brilliantly here. Made a little half gap. Corne Kricha did fantastically well. Offloaded out the tackle. It went very, very quickly indeed to poor Bren Russell. The man of his caliber, with his skills, he'd be disappointed. Here it comes, out the arms really quickly. And Bren Russell with an open trial line has spilled it.
Van der Westhuizen, Kuhn. Decides to go for the drop. He's poked it forward and over the crossbar. Well, he just timed that so beautifully. Just a gentle little nudge and over it sailed.
Well, the minute he kicked it, he just turned around and ran back. What a great strike. And what a great decision to go for the drop goal. Not much on really. A maul that failed. Slow, horrible ball for a flop. He's dropped back in the pocket. He's kicked this, and look at that. Through it goes.
Spencer again. Held up by Kuhn, but offside.
Number 10, Green. Number 10 offside.
And this in a kickable position for Carlos Spencer. Well, that's a good comeback by Spencer. That is straight through the middle. The All Blacks are back in the lead. Van der Westhuizen, Kuhn to Blanche. Well, it's an awkward bounce for Muliaina. Now this is where South Africa have to be careful. Howlett can really motor, gets it away to Collins, who controlled beautifully. He looked on the inside. Umanga was charging up to Blanche, and Umanga was right on the spot. But great play that by Collins, intelligent. This is a dangerous situation, very promising for the All Blacks. Divine, Spencer, Whitefoot, Major. Snyman has to make the tackle. He offloaded to Doug Howlett, whose strike rate continues. His 20th try in an All Black jersey.
Well, Snyman really needed to close that ball up and not allow the pass off. The pass went on the inside. Howlett was supporting, as he does, and over he went.
Collins tapped it back. Now chance for Major, for Muliaina. This guy's quick, and Barry got an ankle tap on him, but here goes Rakathoko, offloads. Look at the offload of the All Blacks. Russell, oh, look at the referee says play on. It's Rakathoko, his 6th try in his 4th test. Well, that play was far too adventurous by South Africa in that situation.
Now it came the blind here. It should really have been covered. David Barry did brilliantly to make the ankle tap. The pop out off the ground, and Rokakotha making things very difficult for Brent Russell. Look at the great skills here, but this is where it goes wrong for South Africa. Russell picks it up and pops it straight back to Rokakotha. Almost like there's a little bit of panic in the Springbok camp at the moment. From the backline move, Louis couldn't pass the ball to someone who wasn't expecting it. Brent Russell should have dived on that ball and hung on to it. Tried to flick it back in desperation, really straight back into Rokathoko's hands. Really do need to settle down.
Well, the pressure is off Carlos Spencer now, and so he starts to bang them over. The South African scrumming has been pretty solid. Now a chance for the backs to move out quickly. Barry over the first line of defense. Kricha, that's a high tackle, surely. Now Juan Smith charges, he's doing well. Good ball. Well, advantage right in front of the post. The penalty is given, and surely they will kick this over, Joel.
Okay,
well, they must really. 16 points. The tries will come.
As well, please. Thank you very much.
The tries will definitely come. You carry on playing like that, they will come. But when you get the chance for points, take the points.
Well, what was interesting there was that the scrum of South Africa was solid. Then Louis Kuhn took that ball at pace. So Barry, when he got the ball, was running flat out. Look at that. Flat out, half through the half gap. And the Lucies were able to get in behind it.
Well, Corné Krige was very, very quick indeed to get in behind Barry and be there for support. We've just mentioned this man's name. Juan Smith is developing into an absolutely world-class number 8. Did extremely well to pick and go there, and ultimately the penalty could have been one of 2 penalties, high tackle or professional foul. And I'd imagine that Milan Rolando has given a warning there, because that could well have been a yellow card.
There goes the siren. They will take to half. Carlos Spencer a little disappointed with his place kicking, but they won't be disappointed. Ruben Thorne, the captain, will be very happy with the 3 tries that the All Blacks have scored. And I'm sure that those young loose forwards will have plenty of instruction from their former loose forward coach, Rudolf Stroili. This is Willemse. Well, he's done brilliantly to get that far. Again, it's Jack who stops him. Van der Westhuizen, Barry. He goes hard. Williams tries to hold him back. Picked up by Van Heerden. Richie Collins, or Jerry Collins rather, shows his strength. Well, let's listen to what he has to say to Kwame
Not happy with the
Kruger.
use of the feet. It was a downward motion, there was not a rocking motion there. Player was isolated, okay? I want it coming back. I'll get him away.
Smith. Quick support from Kruger, Van der Westhuizen, Russell to Blanche. See the All Black defence is just awesome. Lawrence Parker was there, Van der Westhuizen, Donnie Kutsia. Again, a great tackle there by Mialamu. Kuhn, Barry, Smith. Another telling tackle by Collins. Van der Westhuizen, Van Heerden. Smith. Collins makes the tackle again. Bands. Stopped by Williams. Van der Westhuizen, Kuhn, Barry. Oh, there's beautiful open space here. Can De Wet Barry offload? Russell is in there. Van der Westhuizen too. Now there's open space on the far side. Now chance for Steele. Oh, he's dropped it.
Great build-up from South Africa again. Stefan de Blanche looked for all money like he was going to get in the corner. Somehow he's managed to lose the ball. Well, you've got to say that is the schoolboy era, really.
Willemse. Well, Ashton Willemse has made some ground every time he gets the ball. Needs support quickly. Kruger was there. Van der Westhuizen, Kuhn. Now they've got men on the outside. Juan Smith goes for the gap. Tackled by Ali Williams. Referee is blowing advantage. The crowd thought it was a high tackle, so the people in the stands aren't happy.
But this man, Ashton Willemse, has been devastating in counter defence. Look at that little step. He's beaten Dougie Howlett, who's a good defender. And he's made a lot of ground. He's eventually tackled by the big fella Dave Hewitt, but he's looked after the ball well.
Divine, Spencer, Major. Divine again, Collins. Gets out to the halfbacks once more. Brad Thorne. Good tackle there by Lawrence Parker. Divine is getting so much ball now. And going forward ball. Spencer waiting for runners. Collins, Umanga. Rokethoko tried. It's just too dominant, isn't it?
I was going to say just too easy, really. It looked so easy. It looked almost in slow motion. And made again, we've got to say, by Carlos Spencer, the little, well, you might call it a tunnel ball of sort, went through between a couple of players, held it up, then timed the pass to perfection. Jerry Collins has been dominant. And Rokethoko, well, all the time in the world.
Spencer. Buerta gives chase. Howlett cracks on the pace. Well, this is danger now for South Africa as Marshall goes in on support.
Right, Black, stay feet.
Good cover there from Stefan de Blanche. Van der Westhuizen, Kuhn. Oh, there's not much in it for South Africa other than to boot it out of defence. Collins. The dangerous ball this, they've got it over the line. Can they get it down? The referee says they can. And it looks like it's Case Muse who has the touchdown. Well,
come here. There's a score there. Listen to me. All I saw was retaliation from you after you scored the try. He went in with the elbow. You're getting 10 minutes in the bin, and we are restarting with a penalty against him. Okay? I will certainly have a referee.
Well, a yellow card for Case Muse. He'd scored the try and then retaliated. And the conversion is good as well. Willemse, he's been about the most exciting of the South African backs.
It's gone back.
Taken forward by Boom. Santon. Willemse in there, and Ashwin Willemse. Willemse gets a well-deserved try.
Thoroughly deserved. You just said it. He's been the most exciting. He has given 110% commitment, as have all the other players, but he has been the most dangerous, the most threatening, and the most deserving of a try, and a great try it is. Good build-up again at South Africa, attacking around the fringes. Dale Santon carried it up well, but Willemse with a little step, and away he goes, and he stretches well, and a great try.
Well, that's Ashwin Willemse's first try in Test rugby, and well-deserved too. Louis Kuhn successful with the conversion, and those are the first points for South Africa in the second half. Marshall, Spencer, wonderful pass to Brad Thorne, and nearly another one to Major. Play on, says the referee. And Howlett gets the try. His second of the game. Wonderful, wonderful skills there by Carlos Spencer. They want the TMO opinion on this.
I was about to say he's awfully close to the touchline and the dead ball line and the corner flag. All of course, which are a threat to him.
Well, if he didn't touch the corner flag, that's a try. Just look at these touches by Carlos Spencer. Two of them there were. First was the pass inside to Brad Thorne. Then Muliaina got in on the action. The handling once they get going is so slick.
And Major again influential.
Well, here goes Doug Howlett again, looking for the 50 for the All Blacks for the second time in history. Marshall, they're lining up on the outside. Major is in the open. Major could go all the way. Major has gone all the way. That's the 50.
Howlett it was with the initial break. Major the second break, and no one left in front of him. This is Major finishing it off, and I have to say, as a South African, it's rather depressing.
Give him a chance to bind.
I can't help but feel that going back almost 80 minutes, that the writing was almost on the wall from the word go. Look at that, the South African scrum just disintegrating. Those 3 drop balls in the first 2 or 3 minutes of the game just almost set the tone as Alain Roland blows his whistle for the end of the game. And no wonder you saw a glimpse of those All Black supporters just celebrating there, and no wonder they're celebrating a 7-try romp for the All Blacks.
You know, we started the game like a house on fire and gave them 1 or 2 soft tries early in the game. And they're extremely skillful side, and they punished us every time we slipped a tackle. And I'm definitely not proud of that scoreline. Hard work lying ahead. I think we took a step forward, a giant leap forward last week, and taken a small step back today, but you know, we'll keep working on.
Ruben, I'd imagine in your wildest dreams you wouldn't have imagined a 50-point scoreline here today.
Definitely not. You know, this is one of the great challenges of All Black Rugby, is coming to Loftus and trying to win, so we're very pleased.
I'm sure you're delighted. Were you a bit surprised at the scoreline? South Africa played so well against Australia last week. Where did it go wrong for them today?
I'm not sure. You know, it's just one of those days for us. I think our backs found a bit of space and finished off their opportunity. So, you know, certainly tell you it was tough up front, that's for sure.
You'd obviously be very confident after just going forward to the rest of the Tri-Nations on the Rugby World Cup.
Well, it's a good step forward for us. We had a tough home series, and now we're in the Tri-Nations. So, it's a good start. It's what we hoped for, and what's more than we hoped for. So we've got Australia next week, and hopefully we can keep the momentum.
The upbeat All Blacks travelled to Sydney with a double mission: to secure their Tri-Nations defence and to fix a grip on the Bledisloe Cup. As expected, Mitchell was happy to leave his team mostly intact. The only change to the run-on side was to bring in Marshall for Devine. In the venue of the upcoming World Cup final, the All Blacks were keen to make themselves at home. The order was clear: more of the same, please. After the disappointment of Cape Town, it was time for the Wallabies to put it all on the line. Eddie Jones found room for both George Smith and Phil Ward, and with Larkham back at fly half, the back line looked impressive. The Wallabies appeared to be one step closer to finding the right team for their World Cup defence. The matter at hand, though, was staying in the Tri-Nations race.
Bledisloe 1, 2003, Telstra Stadium underway. And the first touch to Lottie Takiri. Australia's been turning over a lot of ball out wide. They've done well there. This is Kepu. Almost lost it. George Gregan can see it.
Get away! Go, stay away!
But it's a turnover. Marshall. Rokotoko. Jerry Collins. 7 metres out. Marshall now. That's McCaw.
Away, tackler!
Marshall again now. Here's Spencer. Umanga. Thrown away. They took a wrong option there. Howlett, Muliaina were outside.
Thank you.
Wonderful work by Flatley to cover and then to stop the man coming back straight.
Okay.
He's really concentrating.
Time off.
So New Zealand dominating the territory in these opening minutes.
Leave him in the air. Wait.
Chris Jack at the front. Reuben Thorne came into rip. Spencer. Umanga out wide. McCaw's with him. Umanga holds on. Well, a host of players out here on the right. Mialamu into David Giffen. Good ball for Marshall. Major takes on Moore and Smith, the two flankers. And Australia's turned it over. So a bonus. And Smith and Moore in concert there. And now Rogers. Here comes Saylor. Saylor now with Flatley in support. Flatley. Cannon the hooker. It's 10 metres out for the Wallabies. Big overlap here. Kefu. Burke. Yes! What a mighty try by the Wallabies, and it came from Matt Rogers.
Well, what a reply. Listen to this crowd go off. Matt Burke, you're still a hero. Rogers in the 13 jersey. Now is that an unbelievable selection? They didn't know what he was going to do. Umanga had his back to him. Marshall struggled. Rokotoko went inside when Wendell got the ball. But they spread it wide through Gregan and Burke. Go, you good thing.
Wasn't the beautiful angle by Matt Burke that he came in. Todd Kefu juggled the ball. And George Gregan patting them on the back. All came from the great turnover, 60, 70 metres downfield.
Larkham, Rogers again, and Burke's outside.
Get away.
So it's 12 from halfway.
No. On his feet. You didn't release.
His first run-on test against Australia since 1997. No problem with the distance. And he snuck it over. So 2 points the difference.
Interestingly enough, we see the All Blacks going for the line. They don't want to go for the points. They want to try and crack Australia, get that psychological advantage in this first half.
Well, apart from Australia's breakout try, New Zealand has dominated the territory. It's been mainly down around this 22 area, between there and the 10-metre line, and New Zealand now in a grand attacking position. Spencer. Major, Spencer on the loop, Howlett's in from the other wing. Rogers stays with him. Richie McCaw, number 7 here. This is Jerry Collins and Spencer again. That's Ali Williams, the big lock, getting involved. Spencer, they're on the run here. Major, Almost an intercept. Mialamu! And into touch. Smith was across. So too was Cannon. And George Gregan was overseeing.
Sensational attack and defence equal to the task. They moved the ball from Ali Williams so quickly and they got width. Look at the cutout. The wing cam down low shows you all the action.
Marshall goes in to Big Chris Jack. Good hands from Umaga and Muliaina. Howlett again. Wallaby defence regroups. But New Zealand through Mialamu, the hooker.
He's having an outstanding crack, Kevin Mialamu, again tonight.
Here's Aaron Major. Spencer's out wide. More outside centre. But look at Brendan Cannon up there on Umaga. In front of the front row forwards.
Gee, the roving commission of these two back rowers for the Wallabies has been really telling. They've got a high work rate. Great pass, they got good width. Howlett, looking for space, gets hammered by Kefu.
Marshall with a good pass to Spencer. He's over the advantage line. Major! Spencer on the loop. Rokotoko! He's got the pace! He's a try-scoring machine. The Fijian-born Joe Rokotoko. That's his 8th Test try in only his 5th international.
What a fantastic pass from Carlos Spencer. Took it to the line. That's where the try was made. Took it to the line, you see there. Drew in Elton Flatley. He couldn't do anything about it. And Spencer gets the ball back again. And Wendell Saylor, the second miss. Fantastic try by the All Blacks.
The classic speed of Rokotoko just got outside his man. Wendell, who's likely to start off inside, well positioned. Rokotoko stood him up, then went away. Classic play.
Tore Kefu tapping it down. Cannon having a stormer tonight in the tight forwards for Australia. Stephen Larkham. Here comes Muliaina and Saylor. Oh, you can't do that. Dangerous play. That's a no-brainer, Wendell.
Didn't keep his eye on the ball. All he did was look at the player. You can't take the player when he's off his feet. You see Wendell Saylor only has his eyes on the player, Muliaina.
He'll go for 10 here. And yes, he has. Frederick's gone to the pocket. He's pulled out the yellow card. And that's exactly what Australia didn't want. Wendell Saylor knows better than that. And that is a big blunder.
Larkham standing very deep here. Will he attempt a drop goal? No. A Gary Owen. Here comes Burke. Lost the heads. Muliaina's mate Mialamu is offside. So this kick for Matthew Burke, almost the spot where he kicked the winning penalty last year. He likes it there. Scores a level. All 8 points to Matthew Burke for the Wallabies. Now he's in a bit of bother, but he wriggled out. Bernie Larkham over the 22. A flash of inspiration. And Elton Flatley. Oh, that's a reassuring kick from him. Down to the 10-metre line. Fantastic relief from Elton Flatley.
Well, that's the bonus of having two fly halves and recognise open field kickers in your team. Larkham took it forward and took it forward well.
Aaron Major. He beat Noriega. Howlett all the way. Poor defence, Australia. The All Blacks back in the outright lead.
Well, again, Robbie Deans would be delighted with that. Aaron Major, the Crusaders' best. He saw the thing and had a go.
It's about sniffing out the opposition and the front rowers, and Noriega not up to it.
Lovely work from Aaron Major. Drew 2 in at the end to give the ball away to the speedster. And Doug Howlett, he's under the post just before half-time.
Major knew where the gap was. He nearly got through it all himself, but he found Howlett, who's just looking so much for work. Great try under the sticks.
22 tries in 30 test matches. What a strike rate for Dougie Howlett. Now Spencer. Umanga. Muliaina. Got away from Rogers and another one for Rokotoko. They won't catch him. It's only Takiri, but it's no contest. Australia exposed horribly out wide. The All Blacks get their third try.
Well, Gordon, you said it before, Wendell's having a shocker. But he still gets wide of the defence. Unbelievably quick, this man, right down the far flank. Great try.
The try was created way back inside the All Blacks 22. The Australian defence was too tight. They didn't have the numbers, and Rokotoko pinned his ears back, little in and away to finish. Over in the corner for his second one tonight.
How fast is that bloke? I don't think I could beat him in my car.
Wallabies looking stunned at the moment, as is the vast crowd of over 80,000. Dominated by gold scarves. Holding on in the tackle. And it's within penalty range for Matthew Burke.
Excellent work by Phil Waugh. You could see just inside the little ferret, he had he was off, he's still on his feet. Good vision there, leaning over the ball. He hadn't gone to ground and trying to reef it back.
A timely reply, 9 points the difference. But Australia looking disorganised in defence. Mialamu, New Zealand stalking for a bonus point try.
6 offside.
And some very tired Wallaby players.
And the All Blacks kept the ball in hand, kept probing, and they got exactly what they were after. A penalty within kicking range right on half-time.
Well, this will be a killer blow to the solar plexus of the Wallaby. 20 plays 11. Spencer's pretty happy. So are the touch judges. And it's all New Zealand, and it's all Kiwi wingers. Rokotoko and Howlett, 3 tries between them, 23-11 at the break. Australia's had a very physical preparation for this game. It's lightened up in the latter stages, but New Zealand really wanting to take on the Wallabies up front first, and they've certainly done it out wide.
The All Black back spread right across the width of the field.
This is Major. Rokotoko. Look at the speed. Muliaina. Well, the Wallabies have really looked pretty ordinary out wide.
And again, they're spread across the field.
This is Ali Williams. Phil Waugh trying to pinch it.
Leave it.
Marshall comes in. Well, the referee said leave it alone. But the Wallabies were like a kid in the candy store. This for a 15-point margin. Not a problem for the All Blacks. Carlos just limping a little, slightly inconvenienced. Here's Smith. Spotted the gap to Gregan. It's Sailor. Same haircut, slightly taller. Flatley. And Takiri now. New Zealand haul him in. But it's on Kiwi side of halfway. Rogers elusive. Straight to Howlett. And here they go. Jack's out here. So is Hewitt. And what about the left foot kick? Oh my goodness! Centimetres inside the corner post. Takiri saying it went touching goal, but it didn't, you know.
But here it came, all came from the pass from Rogers, a one-handed speculator around the corner. You can't do that, you must control the ball, and then a left-footed kick that just ended up 1 metre inside the post.
That's Bickerman at the back. Wallabies on their heels here. And Larkham for the hurried clearance. No touch. Rokotoko. Spencer wants it. Out wide is Muliaina and Dougie Howlett as well. New Zealand counter. Muliaina and Umanga. Lovely step. Another one! And a bonus point! It's turning into a massacre here at Telstra Stadium.
What an outstanding All Black try. They want to run with the ball. You can see the smiles on their faces. Umaga, Rokothoko, a 30-metre pass. Spencer, a 30-metre pass. Muliaina, just a little left-handed flick back inside to Umaga, who stands up George Smith.
The understanding that the All Black outside backs have is in complete contrast to how the Wallabies are performing out wide. They have the understanding and they have the penetration.
The Kiwis are playing 7-a-side rugby in the backs from broken play, embarrassing Australia's defence as Spencer raises the flags. 33 plays 11. Here's Rogers. He's beaten 4, 5, 7. What a run by Rogers. Finally, Marshall brings him to ground. Then Darwin. Hewitt was the tackler. Larkham calls for it. What can the Aussies do here? Flatly taken a little high. Around the collar. Phil Waugh's out here. Playing advantage. Darwin again. New Zealand just relaxing here. Australia coming back. Larkham. Lovely work by Larkham. Final pass doesn't go to ground, but the try's on here for the Wallabies. Touch judge will be in here for the high tackle.
Better continuity by the Wallabies. Better phases. Elton Flatty, you see, taken high here by Daniel Carter. Tony Spreadbury played a long advantage. But the Wallabies playing with more width and getting across the advantage line.
33 plays 11. The All Blacks in total command here. Carter. They gap him again, and it's another try. Australia's being humiliated here in the Bledisloe Cup at Telstra Stadium.
Well, Daniel Carter, lucky to be on the field. Thought he was going to be in the sin bin 2 minutes earlier. Lovely wide ball by Marshall. Carter just showed and went. Had the pace, and Chris Latham gave up the chase, and the All Blacks over again.
The Wallabies had 1,000 in cover. Carter showed it, ball in 2 hands. He returned it to 2 and dummies. Straightens clear path to the try. They're having a picnic, the Blacks.
Well, the Wallabies need to use the ball now. The game's pretty much gone. They have to get something out of the game. George Gregan really has to show his leadership skills now and make sure that they've got a game in a week's time and they get confidence out of the next few minutes in the match.
But they've got to make sure they don't do what they just did a minute ago, and that's throw the ball around willy-nilly. If they throw it around with no purpose, then the All Blacks will pounce, and then they will hit Australia hard and they will rack up a big score.
Gregan and Sailor. Lovely running by Sailor, and what a step. He'll get his try here. Big Wendell. Yes! That's a brilliant try to Sailor. And some consolation pickings for the Wallabies.
Well, he worked so beautifully off the ruck. First up, hit, broke, used his jink. And look how proudly he's walking. He wasn't going so well early, but this is superb.
Missed tackle there by Reuben Thorne, first up. And Sailor's power over the top there of Muliaina.
As we see here on the Qantas wing cam, the exact same move that Wendell Sailor scored in Melbourne against England. And he wanted this try. He wanted to get back on the horse. Still a lot of work for the Wallabies to do.
So Australia's hold on the Bledisloe Cup, brittle at best at the moment. New Zealand will have to win the return clash in Auckland. They've won this match here in Sydney. And it's Carter, Muliaina, and a hat-trick for Rokothoko. That's rubbing it in. The mother of all hidings here for the Wallabies, equaling New Zealand's highest ever score against Australia in Test rugby.
Well, what can you say about Rokothoko? Here we see New Zealand win the ball at the line out and come down with the ball, but they had too much space, too much width, put a decoy play on, and Wendell Sailor had to come in on the second last player, which then allowed Rokothoko over in the corner.
This try-scoring machine, successive hat-tricks, and they did it easy with that width and the pace we've been talking about all night. Not even the new Wallaby combination on could stop it.
New Zealand scrum demolishes the Wallaby eights, and that really rubs nose of the Wallaby team into the Telstra Stadium turf. Larkham goes left, looking to size up Case Muse. Takiri got the pass away to Rogers. Rogers away. Try number 3 to the Aussies as the league converts in concert. It was a great offload there by Lottie Takiri.
Australia have 3 minutes, 45 seconds left to be able to get another try. Finally they throw the ball. Finally we have vision by Larkham. Great pass off the ground. Rogers in the perfect position on that occasion. We finally have seen the speed that he has got to be able to go around Howlett. But Larkham, shaped to go one way, saw the hole, went the other. Takiri hasn't had much of the ball tonight, but when he got it on that occasion, he was able to flick it up off the ground just as he was going ground, and Rogers in the perfect position to go over in the corner.
Australia's Bledisloe domination appears to be in tatters. 43-21. It's going to take a monumental comeback in Auckland. Marty Holler takes it ahead. This is Brad Thorne. New Zealand looking for another try for their highest ever score against the Wallabies. Can they bring up a half century? A converted try would do it. Is it coming? Steve Devine out on the wing.
Probably the wrong bloke to be there, not enough oomph.
Jerry Collins taken to ground by Darwin.
No rubbish.
Rokothoko over on the wing is salivating at the moment to get this ball.
Can he get 4 tries, Rokothoko? Look at the stepping from Major. And a half century coming up here for the All Blacks. And that completes the humiliation.
And how's that for you? In the exact same place, Torai Kepu reached out and broke New Zealand hearts in 2001. Aaron Major does exactly the same. Look at him. Step, step, step over.
The 26th of July 2003, the night the All Blacks put 50 on the world champion Wallabies with a record score, 50 points to 21. It wasn't a game, it was a shame for the Aussies. They have been smashed here by this rampant New Zealand team who have run in 7 tries, 4 of those coming in the second half. And hats off to the New Zealand team for a sublime performance here in Sydney.
George, a disappointing result for the Wallabies, but you came up against a pretty hot All Black side.
Yeah, it's very disappointing. Credit where credit's due. They were fantastic tonight. They're very, very proficient in the last 2 weeks of taking their opportunities.
Well, I suppose it's on a positive note. The Bledisloe Cup's not lost. We've still got an opportunity in 3 weeks' time at Eden Park.
Yeah, well, that's the case, but our next job's next week's match, making sure that we get ourselves out of this rut. We're in a bit of a rut at the moment, and we need to turn it around.
Well, George, good luck on behalf of everyone here tonight for next week's game.
Well, Reuben Thorne, the highest score ever against the Wallabies, 50 points 2 weeks in a row. Is this the makings of the greatest All Black team ever?
Well, mate, it's early days yet, but we're very happy with the last 2 weeks, and hopefully now we can take these good things on and build on them.
Tensions were running high as the Springboks arrived in Brisbane for the Battle of the Battered. The only saving grace for the Springboks after their All Black hiding was the hiding the All Blacks dished out in Sydney. Bruising defence worked for the Boks last time out against the Wallabies, and they plan to produce another intimidating performance. star flanker Joe van Niekerk returned, while veteran scrum half Joost van der Westhuizen was demoted to the bench. The prospect of losing 4 test matches in a row brought the Wallabies under intense pressure. Confidence was desperately needed, and another loss at home would leave their World Cup defence in tatters. A win in any shape or form would do. Lose, and they would also get the Tri-Nations wooden spoon.
Listen to that crowd. Louis Kuhn with the ball. The referees satisfied both teams are ready. The next 10 minutes or so will determine whether they are. Australia nearly turn it over from the opening exchange. Advantage being played to the South Africans. Davidson in the team in place of Van der Westhuizen and Louis Kuhn. Away for the newcomer. Beautiful tackle in midfield by Elton Flatley. But the referee will play that advantage and bring it back for the penalty to South Africa on the far side. Listen to that crowd. Can he silence them? That's a great start for the Boks. So with less than 3 minutes gone, they lead this international at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane by 3 points to 0. Phases building for the Wallabies. Cannon charges forward. Met at the advantage line well by the Springbok defence. Now Kefu. Terrific break by Kefu.
Get up, tackler!
Support arrives. Takiri short side. Cannon again charges. They're punching away at the Springbok defence. But they've turned it over in the tackle. And the South Africans breathe a sigh of relief. And what a great touch finder by Louis Kuhn. What a reliever of pressure for Louis Kuhn. Now the Wallabies again showing their hand. Takiri straight, beautiful pass Rogers. Now War puts the kick in. Look at Flatley fly. But Willemse goes back, so does to Blanche. And they tidy it up. Can he release? He can't. Turnover ball for the Wallabies. Great pressure.
The decision there goes to the advantage of the Wallabies, but terrific play. Using the strengths that they've got and supporting the runner. Great push forward by War. You'd love to see it stayed in the hands. Still the option was on for the try.
Kefu at the back for the Wallabies. Gregan looking very confident tonight. Larkham, switch of play. Takiri came in from the left wing to centre field. Sets it again. The Wallabies are rampaging. Stephen Larkham, great defence. Rogers, stepping run, looks for support, finds it with Noriega. And they drive him over the line. He's short. Smith, Gregan. Back in field, Kefu. Gee, that's great Springbok defence. And the penalty.
Killing the ball.
For the South Africans killing the ball. They were desperate. It's all tied up at Suncorp. The Wallabies 3, the Springboks 3. Great precision. Now Cannon, he's been very involved so far. He knows how important it is to cement a place for the World Cup, because sitting on the bench tonight, Jeremy Paul back in the action, as Stephen Larkham is smashed in midfield.
He who hesitates is lost.
Smith on the short side, Flatley. Rogers kick is charged down by Muller. And it goes into touch on the far side.
Very few times you will see a number 3, a tight head prop for South Africa, get an opportunity to go at the 5'8" in Larkham, and he took it with both hands. There would have been a smile for me to ear on that boy. Look at him. He eats raw meat, that head.
Money for Jam. Look at this. Bang.
119 kilos. Now Gregan. Larkham angles for the far side. Now Pretorius, he will attack. He has Willemse through the dummy and tackle. Wendell Saylor. That was strong defence.
Gee, you felt the earth move down here next to me on the sideline. Wendell Saylor backing off, and then absolutely nailed him across the touchline.
Now they come again.
Relentless pressure by the box. Great defence by the Wallabies. They must keep moving up on the front foot. Now Smith. Smith drives 10 metres short. Davidson. Kempson. Gee, that's great defence. Can they hold on? Wide ball. Van Niekerk. Strength and pace but picked off. Muller. And the pass has gone forward. And the pressure, oh, the punches are flying. Rogers and Muller exchanging blows. But the defence held. They were under pressure. They survived it all. And he's on target again for a 3-point lead again to the Springboks at the halfway mark of the first half. Now Gregan throws it wide to Flatley. Into space for great support by the Waratahs flanker. Now Larkham back into heavy traffic.
Play the game, George.
Gregan has a dart himself.
Tackling it out. Hands off, advantage.
Advantage being played against some ill discipline by the Springboks. Now Kefu wrapped up by Selborne Boom.
Yeah, you've got advantage. Hands off, Green.
You can hear the referee imploring the Springboks to keep their hands away from this ball. Now Stephen Larkham. Beautiful ball, Flatley. Rogers left it behind and the penalty will come back. Now will he give a yellow card now?
They're slowing the ball down at the tackle.
Well, I suggest, Mr. O'Brien, do something about it. And he's nailed it. Willemse goes into halfback. Back for Louis Kuhn. The attempted drop goal is charged down by War.
Great chance.
Great chance. It's kicked out. Chased on by Saylor. Great play by Phil War. Saylor did well. Oh, big call by the touch judge. The replay will tell it. But terrific play by Phil War.
4 Wallabies on this side. South Africa had none, and when they got the turnover from the charge down, the Wallabies were away.
Now Gregan. Stephen Larkham. Great run by Takiri. Back for Rogers. Saylor. The touch judge has his flag up, but the flag is up. Back on the 10-metre line. I think probably on Lotte Takiri. But Takiri came looking for work on the right-hand side from that left wing. And the 2 old Broncos teammates teamed up beautifully on the right-hand side here.
Well, there's the footmark that the touch judge found.
So Paddy O'Brien just signalling to Corné Krieger. He's ready to go. The Wallabies are ready to go. Buckle up those chairs. We are in for a cracker final 40 minutes here at the Suncorp Stadium. Flatley with the restart. Will it go the 10? That is just the start. Well, they let it bounce, and it did. So a lucky break for the Wallabies. DeVitt Barry in midfield. Sand arrives at number 16. Louis Kuhn. Back for Takiri. Did well. Back for Latham. And onto the left foot. Finds touch on halfway. They play on quickly. Van Niekerk on the comeback trail. Destructive back rower from the Springboks. Davidson, Louis Kuhn. Now the Springboks go wide. But poor pass in midfield. Had a chance. Rogers scores the try that puts the Wallabies in the lead. Matt Rogers scores a try on a Springbok mistake. And they lead by 11 points to 6.
What a start for the Wallabies. 1 minute into the second half. Matt Rogers scoops on a loose ball. As you can see, going wide, the ball going to ground. Rogers and Flatley looking for the ball. Rogers in his left hand tips it up. And then it's just a sprint to the line. A great start for the Wallabies in the first half. You can see by their body language, they're happy, they needed it.
But that try was started 4 or 5 phases before. The pressure by the forwards, especially in Young, trying to put more and more pressure on them. and they were over.
And Flatley's kick makes it 13-6 at Suncorp Stadium. Cannon involved tremendously in the first 40. Back on the field with the bandaged head. Great width, Australia. Rogers! Sailor, the pass is forward anyway.
Forward. Everything was right about it. They made the break, they got great width. Cannon had done great work up this side. Stretched them back. Then the ball moved across, it sung across the back line. Rogers knew he had to find Sailor and put it to the front of him. And he crashed to the earth.
Great pressure there by the Australian back row. Smith and Waugh.
Particularly Phil Waugh, Tim. It's just, he's just been everywhere. It's just like he's got one of these fireworks.
They're getting a flying start.
Backside.
Look at them. They're hunting as a pack together.
Behind the line.
Gregan. Now Larkham. Great tackle again. But no arms used by DeVette Barry. Flatley bounced away. Advantage still being played, and now the penalty. And they must take the 3 points here now. Flatley. Strikes it purely, and Australia lead by 7.
Hard ball to use, this quick one to the front. They've got out of it by getting the scrum, but it's a hooker front rower thing. It's a wink or a nod. You've done it before, Dan, but you've got to do something with it. Winking and nodding at a hooker gets you into trouble.
Come up close. Up close.
Now Gregan. The line you can see is the Springbok 22. And again we see the Springboks up in that flat line. The penalty.
Stay out on him and stay square. You can't go in.
Not packing square, the Springboks. He's had a 100% record tonight. He will be willing this across to kick the Wallabies out to more than a converted try lead. And he's done it courtesy of the upright. And Australia lead by 10. Now Van der Westhuizen will try and ignite the Springboks. Smith, who's come back onto the field, tries it deep into Australia's territory.
Stay goal.
Van der Westhuizen for the base. Louis Kuhn on the angle is Muller.
The Wallabies have to be tight next to the ruck. Watch out for Van der Westhuizen.
Leave him one. Don't.
Now Louis Kuhn, good variation. He loses it. Knocked forward by the Springboks. Gee, I want to have a look at this one.
That's a big call from Paddy O'Brien.
Come on, bring him.
Louis Kuhn seeing no one at home. Here we see. Yes, he did get a hand to it. Stephen Larkham got a hand first.
And Willemse thought he had come up with the try. It was a finger touch.
Well, he thought it was okay.
Glenn Panaho replaces. Patricio Noriega comes on.
For his first test match, Tim, since the final test against the Lions in 2001. He was taken over to Perth in the squad, but wasn't used against Ireland. Now Sailor. And Suncorp Stadium comes alive. Now they take it forward again, the Wallabies through Giffen. Gregan barking at the back of the Australian set play. Kefu.
Get off!
Sailor is hovering on the right with Nathan Sharp.
Playing advantage.
Now a penalty is forthcoming, and they are under pressure, the Springboks, and reacting accordingly.
Go away.
George Gregan should just walk away from this. He's got all the rights, and Dunny could see again the loose cannon in the whole lot of it.
I'm going to flat it.
This is a crucial kick. Australia are out by 13 points. And South Africa with the job ahead of them. Coon with a little flick pass. Knocked forward, taken forward by Marcus Buta.
Kefu's one off the ruck. He'll be called on here.
He'll be tested. Sharp, Finnegan combined. And Asano and Finnegan come out here with a purpose. Matfield away for Pretorius. Russell. And a foot in touch. A foot in touch. And play will come back. Smith had no idea. He had no idea that he'd gone into touch. Sailor with space. Stayed on his feet brilliantly. And Russell came. Sailor did so well to get it back to Gregan. And Australia driving it forward. Panaho uses all his bolt.
Leave it, don't touch it.
The ball's available. They go wide, Gregan. Now Sailor again. Takes on Russell.
Get out of the green, get out!
Now there's room.
Leave it!
George Gregan needs to get the ball from the base of the scrum. A lot of room.
Nowhere to go. They went short side. And Stephen Larkham angles it for touch. Was that a knock on? The referee said no. They're in trouble, the Springboks. And finally whipped away by Brent Russell.
In the end, that worked out in Australia's favour. Larkham's put the kick in. Disappointingly, though, there was a little cough up there. Again, there was a bit of a look.
George Gregan, the Wallaby captain, leaves the field. Chris Whittaker comes on to replace him. George Gregan been under a lot of pressure in the last week, and I think he's answered his critics tonight.
The ball wide to Takiri would be the go.
And it's gone that way. Takiri, 5 metres short. Whittaker, sharp, shows all his strength. Australia rampaging, close to the Springbok line. Wide ball, try is on here. Kefu. What a reward. If ever a player deserved a reward, it's Phil Waugh. And he scored the clincher to cap off a memorable game for the Wallabies here tonight.
You can just feel the relief amongst the 51,000 people here and the 22 players of the Wallabies and their management when Phil Waugh went over the try line. Elton Flatley going wide, giving Takiri space. That's what he's needed, one-on-one with Brent Russell. Make space, and that's where the try was made, getting in behind the defence. Chris Whittaker's crisp pass out to Stephen Larkham, moving the ball wide, and the vision by Chris Latham there to shift the ball. Todai Kefu had eyes for the try line. He wanted the 5 points, but kept the ball alive. To the man of the match, Phil Waugh, over in the corner.
There's the attempted conversion, and 100% for Elton Flatley tonight.
Great work by Elton Flatley, but very worrying signs for Todai Kefu, lying prostrate on the near the try line after that pass. Hasn't moved. That call for the stretcher.
Gee, that is a cruel blow to the Wallabies.
Will we hear something about this tomorrow with this Kempson hit? It was late and it was high, and it obviously hurt.
Well, he's a pretty tough man, Todai Kefu, and gee, he doesn't look well.
Wait.
It was all tied up at 6-all at half-time. And Australia has scored 2 tries in the second half. Elton Flatley has been on song with that right boot with a 100% record as Sailor goes over halfway. Still on his feet. So the Springboks' dismal record in Australia continues. Just as the Australians struggle in South Africa. Now, Stephen Larkham and Phil Waugh again.
He's everywhere. Are there 2 of him there, then?
And he takes the last tackle of the match. And 51,000 people stand as one. The Wallabies are back on song. As I said, there is still work to be done, but a lot of positives. And what a display by the man of the match, Phil Waugh. In the end, the Wallabies have scored 2 tries to 0.
Corne cricket, how difficult was that? We can't seem to win in South Africa, and you're finding it hard to win here.
Yeah, we are finding it hard. I think today our discipline let us down big time. 2 yellow cards, you can't play against the Wallabies in Australia with 14 men for 20 minutes. That's a big difference.
With me, the Australian Wallaby captain, George Gregan. What a difference a win makes, and there must be a load off your shoulders.
Yeah, it was a big effort from everyone. What a wonderful arena. Thank you so much for the wonderful support. It was uplifting.
A lot of Wallaby supporters here tonight. They wanted to see something from the Wallabies, and especially in the first half, your defence was outstanding.
Yeah, it was a massive effort. We spoke about, being patient, working hard. It would pay off for us later in the game, and that was the case. Probably some opportunities we could have capitalised on, but we were patient, we believed in each other, and we hung in there.
We've obviously answered your critics tonight. It's been a wonderful effort. A couple of weeks' time, the All Blacks at Eden Park.
Well, we've got another big match to go over in Auckland, and as I said, there's strong belief in this team. We want to make sure that we use this as momentum. Winning habits are very important, and we're looking forward to a wonderful challenge over there.
It was New Zealand's turn to play host, and they opened their doors to the Springboks at the House of Pain. The Springboks were at a low ebb. Their loss to the Wallabies was compounded by the suspension of Robbie Kempson and Bucky's Bolter for foul play. Having secured no bonus points, they had already claimed the Tri Nations wooden spoon for the 5th successive year. With one more match to play, the Boks were wounded, which made them very dangerous indeed. John Mitchell did not fear a Springbok upset, and in a bold move, he made 5 changes to the All Blacks in order to rest valued players. Marty Holler stepped in for Richie McCaw, and strongman Brad Thorne for Chris Jack. The tight head prop Case Muse was ready to rumble, which seemed to suit counterpart Lawrence Safaka just fine.
Oh, prop on prop.
See you shortly. Case Muse, Lawrence Safaka, they'll meet in the first scrum, head to head. Here's the referee, Peter Marshall from Australia, David McHugh of Ireland, Roy Maybank of England are the touch judges. Brad Thorne on his very first start in a test match for the All Blacks. And we're set to go. Peter Marshall blows the whistle, and Louis Kuhn gets the test match underway. Tap back on the Springbok side to Jos van der Westhuizen, the veteran player. They're going to move it early, but Bobo can't hang on, and the tidy up comes from Ter Blanche, who's dumped on a good tackle by Umaga, but it looks like the Springboks have hung on to it. Here's Willemse, who played so well. He scored the only try for the Springboks in Pretoria 3 weeks ago. Now it's another turnover. This time it goes the All Blacks' way. Running opportunity for Doug Howler. Back to Marty Holler, the Waikato man. In centre field, 10 out from the 22. Marshall delivers to Major. Stabs it through. Here come the runners. Rakafoko is too quick, and he scores the opening try.
Wonderful ball, wonderful kick. Check the quality of the possession. It was beautiful, and that's what backs want. Forward ball, and the kick was just beautiful. Perfectly placed, and so was a follow-up. Well, just a little stab kick with his right foot, just short of the goal line. Everything sweet.
This remarkable record of Joe Rakafoko continues. That's his 11th test try now in just his 6th international. So Carlos Spencer is about 7 metres in. Quite a testing first kick for him, but he's got it up nice and high, and he's dropped it in. Conversion by Carlos Spencer, and the All Blacks underway, 7-0. Spencer on the run. Good footwork by the number 10. Now it's cleared by Marshall.
That's you, number 4. Take the player out. Number 4, thank you.
And it's against Brad Thorne.
Referee the game, you play, thanks.
Hammett's throw again is accurate to Williams. Hammett hurls it out to Spencer. Now it's with Collins in centre field. And the number 8 takes it almost to halfway. Now Thorne, Reuben Thorne that is. Ball tipped down. Marshall has it. Lobs the kick away to Ashwin Willemse. Gives him a little bit of space to work with too. And he's a good, powerful runner.
Marty Holler tackle.
Now Van der Westhuizen. Here's Bands straight up the middle. Big Richard Bands. He's got to have a go at Spencer. Get out of the road. Bands. Oh, what a great try. That's one of the best tries you'll ever see from a prop forward. Superb.
Tight head prop on the burst. Look where he took the ball. On the burst. Have a look at it. And he just went for it. So often we see a prop look for support. He looked for support. He knew he didn't have it, so he ran right over top of Spencer. So he's bursting on. The half break was there. He's just eyeing it up. The boy's got some movement too, hasn't he? Some pace for a big man. Tight head prop. He's looking for his support. Then he says, Spencer, I'm going to deal to you. I'm going to take this try myself. And he's going to have a go at Major now. What a try.
That is a fantastic try. Richard Bands, 29 years of age, 7th test match, first try, and boy, he'll want the video. Here's Willemse. Taken on by Dani Kutsia. Right near the 22. Van der Westhuizen, that's when he's at his best, sniping round the edges. Now it's with Kutsia, the hooker. Cornet Creek and the captain. They're only 15 metres short here. Van der Westhuizen goes again to Kuhn. Now it's Van Niekerk. Putting some pressure on the All Black defence.
7 phases. No, and they're putting the heat on right around the Rucker Mall.
Van der Westhuizen again. Here's this man Kutsia, who's been involved 3 times already in this movement. Van der Westhuizen again to Van Niekerk. Just running it a little wider this time to try and open up the options.
I think the All Black defence is stronger a little bit wider, but the area that they're breaking through is right there, right in that action area. And now, of course, New Zealand marshalling troops close.
Now Lawrence Safaka.
They often only have one man deep in defence in this area.
Here goes the hero, Richard Bands. Setting it again for Van der Westhuizen, and they get the penalty.
Picked it up. You had a ruck.
Ball was picked out of a ruck by the All Blacks.
Had a ruck.
And this is a much more spirited start by the Springboks. So here's Louis Kuhn. Just narrow this gap to just 2 points. Well, there's a charge coming from Mark Hammett. I think he forgot for a moment. It doesn't matter anyway, as the penalty is completed by Louis Kuhn. 10 points to 8. And the Springbok fans...
Well, they don't look homesick, do they?
No, only a few of them here, but they're pretty happy. Umanga gets it off to Major. No, this is Major. In actual fact, it was Muliaina. Now Rocker Foko. When he puts the foot down, he really does. And Van Niekerk went over the top, but the rest of them came through.
Well, he was trying the David Campese. Hasn't quite got it down to the fine art of Campo. Got a little bit of space here. I thought he might have just given it a go straight away, but he hesitated, then gave it the crack. So Van Niekerk, he wasn't out buying any of it. He was just steering for the outside. It was good defence.
It's Collins, hands it up to Holler. Now it's with Umanga, getting it wide to Doug Howlett. Having a go at Willemse, good tackle. Now Spencer. Running across field, and he gets barreled too, big time. Referee's got the arm out, whether it's for a head high or a late. We'll have to wait and see as Umanga takes it in. There it is for Justin Marshall to have a go.
Yeah, that's where Justin Marshall is so strong.
Now let's see what the referee's got to say here. Was it late or was it high on Gio Cronje?
Yeah, oh well. First of all, quite. Yes, just put the ball there. Hey, come here. Mate, let us stand up. Yeah. You hit that fella high. You hit him high. Yeah. You hit this fella late up here to the halfback. I'm not going to keep talking to you, okay? Get your tackles right and keep them down, okay? Thank you. Away you go.
Watch the scrum.
I will, thank you. Yes. Just come here, please.
Now Spencer. So he lands a second penalty goal tonight, does Carlos, and it's a 13-8 lead to the All Blacks. There goes Bands again, he gets hit hard. as Van der Westhuizen. Van Neerkerk. Well taken by Brad Thorne.
And he's on the ball too, I think, Brad Thorne. Oh, look, there it is. There's an opportunity there for a turnover. Where is it?
Oh, I think he took it off him before he went to the ground. So that might have been a tough call. He won't stand there and argue. That's not the way he is.
Just got a little bit of a message from Eust also. Quite wouldn't mind knowing what he said, actually. A lot of gamesmanship, of course. A lot of psychology. People underrate that factor in the game, especially at this level.
So here he is once again, Louis Kuhn, from a handy position. Puts it through, and once again we're back to a 2-point game.
Oh, nice blankets. Look at the colour of those blankets. Very masculine.
Force him down.
Oh, we've seen a couple of excellent tries in the first half, but what a contest.
One try apiece in the first spell.
Big scrum, New Zealand.
Smith gets it finally, and he gets a fair bit of room to move too as he goes blindside. Van der Westhuizen short pass to Kutsia.
Crucial right on half-time. A 3-point opportunity and the lead to South Africa going into the half. Wouldn't they just love that? They would feel excited and rate their chances, I think, if they were leading at half-time.
So the bank giving Louis Kuhn a little bit of raspberry, and he's just pushed it away to the left.
Well, it's unusual actually to hear that sort of noise down here, but I suspect it was more against a penalty. They didn't agree with the penalty. David McHugh's call earlier as well probably has infuriated them a certain amount, but they're not an angry mob, they're a happy mob.
Spencer's kick down to Ashwin Willemse. Puts the little kick in, not a very good one. Umaga for Marshall. Heaves it out to centre field for Muliaina. Away goes the fullback as the siren sounds. So next time dead will spell the end of the first half. Kick through by Spencer, and it'll go into touch. And that will indeed be half-time, and it's been a fascinating first 40 minutes. It's been a try apiece after Joe Rokethoko scored an early try. Richard Bands scored one of the great test tries, and at half-time it is the All Blacks by just 2 points. Major forced to go to the air this time.
That'll be interesting.
Delport chasing it across. Oh, great work by Williams. Turned it back too on the All Black side.
Well, brilliant skills, Ali Williams.
Now Ruben Thorne. All Blacks have a chance here. As Spencer gets it wide. Umaga turns it back inside to Collins.
Defence held.
Collins will flip this. He does. Marshall. Now Major holds on to it nicely. Umaga. Good tackle by Bobo. They're not missing tackles.
Hot ball out.
Now Collins. There's the goal line. Less than 5 metres away. Marshall flicks it wide to Muse.
Oh, good defence again.
They're coming forward to meet the All Blacks. Not standing waiting. Here's Marshall. Puts the little kick through. Rokethoko overruns it. Still there.
Turnover, Springbok ball.
Waiting, nice feet, waiting.
Won't be easy to clear this. They've got no real angle to work with. But Kuhn does well to slam it down towards the 22. But all this early pressure in the second half, 5.5 minutes of it, is on the Springboks. There it is for Marshall. Pressure on Spencer. Well taken by Yori Muller. Really closing the All Blacks down as Muliaina has a little go. But Willemse manages to drag him down too. Now Justin Marshall into centre field for big Dave Hewitt.
He ran into a wall of defence. It's almost as though the Springboks are reading.
Offside play against the Springboks is Williams.
Oh, Ali Williams again, the skills.
Marshall, that's forward.
Forward pass. We're going back here. Number 4.
The ability of a big lock to beat a player and then offload. Look at that. That's the backhand slip pass around the back to the halfback. That's a new one for the locking repertoire.
So now Carlos Spencer trying to convert all this pressure the All Blacks have applied in this second half into some points. Puts it up and puts it through. 16 points to 11.
Well, in the past 2 matches of the Tri-Nations, the All Blacks have won games by scoring tries. They haven't, in some respects, needed the goal kicking. In this game, they need the goal kicking of Spencer, and Spencer's answering the call.
Willemse once more decides to have a go. He's dangerous in these situations, as we saw in Pretoria when he slipped through. The near kick all over the place tonight. Now, Juan Smith. Straight at Umanga and Major.
Good refereeing.
Now drop kick, here we go. Third time lucky, is it? And no, it's not.
Well, Nas Porter will be turning in his grave.
He's not dead, is he?
No. Sorry, Nas. You're still there, probably listening to this commentary.
Now Collins. Just being shut down out of midfield. Springboks all making their tackles. The in pass to Holler. He got past the first one, but then got dropped in the second. Now Hewitt. Dave Hewitt sets it. Marshall, Spencer's going to kick, just like Kuhn. Coming forward to meet this is Delport. Just tipped it back.
Skills.
Chris Jack. The All Blacks lined away to the left, and they've got a few of them too. They're offside, South Africa. Rokafoko fighting his way, but he's left it behind.
Which was smart because the ball's in still play.
And Justin Marshall knew too that there was a penalty coming.
So we've seen some magnificent skills from lock forwards in this game today. Not only the New Zealand lock forwards, Chris Jack. That was a fantastic example of outstanding eye-hand coordination. We saw Williams a little bit similar. And Victor Matfield playing with Cronje from a line-out. Matfield, the scrum half, firing a classic pass. Have a look at this though. The big left hand, I think it was, yes, and then regained. Absolutely miraculous. Colin Meads, eat your heart out.
So this is a fairly simple kick for Carlos Spencer.
Still important though.
No mistakes. Spencer lands another penalty, his fourth tonight, and it's 19 to 11.
Yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it? That's an important penalty as far as points differential. 8 points is the differential.
That's the 22-metre line as the crowd gets in behind the All Blacks, but they're finding it tough work tonight as the Springboks have rebounded from their average performances in the last couple of weeks.
Look at them marshalling their defence, the Springboks behind that ruck and wall. New Zealand throwing everything at it, 7 phases.
Away, hands away.
Just trench warfare.
Waiting, back.
Marshall looks again on the inside.
Some of them almost slipping out of the tackle.
Marshall goes again, getting short to Major.
Yeah, put him offside.
Took out a tackler. It's accidental.
Well, that's a victory for the Springbok defence.
Hands out.
Now it goes to Spencer. Out to Williams, who's been full of running all night. Sets it nicely again. Marshall to Spencer. Umanga runs the decoy. Major very nearly got Umanga now. Here's an opportunity. Marshall still got 15 metres to go. Rokafoko, they're going to clear it wide to Spencer. They're lining up here if they can get it going. Williams, full mark over the corner. Well and truly shut down. Williams goes in and he knocks it on.
That's 5.
Well, great defence, South Africa. New Zealand should have scored. The opportunity was certainly there. Clean overlap. So Major got through the hole here and put Umanga away. Check Umanga. Beautiful little sidestep. Opened up, fed Marshall. I think Umanga could have just about had a go at the fullback by himself there. But unselfishly, and this is the end of it, bang, bang, bang. 2 men on the outside, Ali Williams and Reuben Thorne. Now, Reuben Thorne had some room to move. That's the corner you see there. I think he should have had a little bit of a go. And I'm impressed with the number of players that the Boks are getting over the ball. Look at that. There's another example, though. There was a penalty opportunity there.
Loose ball there. Looks as though it might have been knocked forward by the Springboks, but not so. He said Referee Marshall. Good battling run by Van Niekerk. Here goes Van der Westhuizen.
Well, it's pick and go all the time. Numbers over the ball. They're doing well in that area.
Hello. Penalty.
Keep the ball up.
34 minutes into the second half. The All Blacks are penalised for the first time.
You put off the ground.
Marshall deep in All Black territory. Muliaina. Spencer looking to open it up. And he did. Now there's an opportunity here for the All Blacks.
Has he got the speed?
Williams dragged down inside the 22. Out goes the arm of Peter Marshall as Hollis taken.
Three in the side.
And it's against Richard Bands. He tried to play a bit of advantage.
On the back, yes.
So great break. Carlos Spencer through the middle.
Three in the side.
So it was a sweet sidestep through the gap, open it up. Now he's look at Williams looming up outside him. Big boy caught by Tia Blanche. He didn't know he was behind him. Caught by a winger. Well, that's not so bad, is it, for a lock to be caught by a winger?
Short to Jack.
Ooh, still.
Marshall cleared it well. Now it's with Major. Major got out of one tackle. Now it's with Justin Marshall. Short to Kevin Mialamu, who's powerful.
Overlap outside, out wide.
Sounds like the whistle has gone to end the game as Spencer takes it in.
Still playing advantage.
Playing advantage. So the All Blacks might have one shot after this.
Can't do that, guys. Number 13 offside over here. 13 offside. 13.
Penalty
offside.
count against the Springboks in the second half has been damaging to their cause.
Now, what do you do in this situation, Lisbo? You take the 3 points and win comfortably, or have a go to finish in high spirits. It's all over. I mean, they can't lose it.
Well, they can't lose it.
And they're going to do that, are they? Oh, look at that. Good on them.
Penalty count of 8-1 against the Springboks in the second half as Collins puts his head down. Marshall clears it off to Spencer. Spencer with a kick for Howlett. Caught by the Springboks, but it'll be all over anyway, as there's a knock on. And referee Peter Marshall says that is it. The game is finished. The All Blacks have won the Tri-Nations for 2003, but it's been hard yakka tonight at Carisbrook against a spirited Springbok side who came back after two heavy defeats in recent weeks. Corné Krieger will be disappointed in one aspect of it, that he lost, but delighted, I'm sure, at the big improvement from the Springboks. And the All Blacks have got home, but it hasn't been easy. 19 points to 11.
Oh, it's been a classic test match, absolutely classic. All those with nostalgia for the past will have loved tonight. The crowd certainly do. Everybody was entertained. The pressure, the tension, the moment. There were so many of them throughout this game. We saw a couple of brilliant tries, and I don't say brilliant easily. They were great tries, and the game has been so competitive right through possession, territory, rucks and mauls, lineouts, the whole lot. You name it, they've been squared off, these two teams, and the only difference at the end of this game was a few points to New Zealand.
Congratulations, Ruben. You secured the Tri-Nations trophy tonight, but it was certainly a hard-fought effort against the much improved South African side.
Yeah, well, we expected them to come out, fired up. They've had two disappointing losses, really, so we knew they'd be really tough tonight, and they were, and they played really well.
It's on to the Bledisloe next week, and obviously all the Kiwis would be particularly happy if you could bring that home. So how do you think you'll approach that match?
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's a big game, and hopefully we can put together a good performance and maybe look for that result.
Okay, well done tonight, Ruben, and we'll look forward to next week. Well, Corné, bad luck. I know you'll be very disappointed, but you must be proud of the vast improvement your side showed tonight.
Yeah, I can't be proud of the loss, but I am. I'm happy with the way the guys dug deep, and we were in this test match all the time. We just didn't use opportunities and finish them off.
Well, you must have been quite down, obviously, after the last couple of performances, but after tonight you must have much more confidence going into the World Cup.
Yes, there are a lot of things in every test match. Even though we've lost, there's been a lot of things that we can take out of them, and. This one, I think we can take a lot out of. Our forwards played really well. Some of our backs played really well. We stuck to the game plan till right at the end and tried to move it wide and lost a few balls.
Have a safe journey home.
Thank you.
With their Tri-Nations defence sealed, the All Blacks welcomed the Wallabies to Eden Park, where they planned a blackout. The Wallabies didn't know whether to thank the Springboks or curse them. The near upset in Dunedin gave Australia food for thought. It also served to kick any complacency out of the New Zealand camp. The Tri-Nations may well have been lost, but the Bledisloe Cup was still alive. If Australia were to retain the trophy in the centenary year, a huge upset was needed. Rotations done with, John Mitchell recalled his top-ranked forwards. He was determined to see the Tri-Nations off with a bang, and he was not about to hold anything back in the bid to regain the Bledisloe. 5 years it had spent in Australia. It had been sorely missed in New Zealand. Surely this would be the year they brought it back home.
A lot of passion involved in that, and the challenge has certainly been laid down tonight.
Well, it's the emotion of the haka, I think, that's the remarkable thing. It's not only a great opportunity for the All Blacks to pull themselves right together, closely, in unison, but the emotion of the thing that sort of sets off a test match. Great way to start.
Right, the Bledisloe Cup is at stake. It's been with the Wallabies since 1998. Jonathan Kaplan, a last look at the watch. The nerves are tingling as Kaplan says, let's go, and the kickoff is made. Umaga high for the All Blacks, might have lost it forward, but the Wallabies have it, and it goes to Todai Kefu, who's been under such a cloud all week, and the Wallabies have an early touch. George Smith goes straight up the middle, stolen away by Marshall, and the All Blacks line up. Spencer puts the kick in, bounces off Rogers, hacked ahead here by Larkham, back goes Collins. Looks a little bit greasy, the ball, as Collins can't control it. And there's a penalty. The All Blacks have gone down over the ball and have been penalised in a kickable position. First kick from Flatley, it's a beauty, straight down the middle. And the Wallabies have drawn first blood and lead by 3-0.
What a start, Australia. Exactly what they needed.
Now Marshall, taken up by Mia Lamu, has that ability to get through tackles. Marshall quickly carries it on. Chance here for the All Blacks, just crowding towards the touchline a little. And Muliaina takes it near the 22. It's there again for Justin Marshall. The All Blacks tactics obvious. Look at them coming up. A yellow wave as they flew up at the All Blacks, giving them no room whatsoever. Marshall digs it out again. Spencer. A little kick, but Larkham looks to have covered this, and he does well.
Well, it was brilliantly read by Larkham because the Wallaby line was completely flat. 15 men across the field, not one person back at fullback, and Spencer spotted it. Larkham spotted Spencer spotting it.
Mialamu lobs it in. It's not a good throw, though. Referee's got the arm up the Australian way. Larkham is going to kick. Hasn't kicked well, really, in this series. Again, he manages to find Muliaina. They look to counter-attack from the back. Muliaina got through. Now McCaw. He's got some support. Didn't see Collins just to his right. And the All Blacks set it again. Now Marshall away for Spencer. Long one out to Mialamu. Howlett wants to join it. Mialamu away to Doug Howlett. That's a brilliant try.
Well, those expressions on Doug Howlett's faces, unadulterated ecstasy. The sensation of the try. There's nothing better.
The Aussies haven't learned from Sydney. They kicked it straight to Muliaina. That's what started it. And just watch it from here.
Incredible. When Muliaina answers back by running it back, that's where the challenge starts, because it straightens up the defence and opens up holes like this one. Well, Kevin Mialamu, that's why he's been picked. He just seems to find gaps. He's a hooker who can find a gap like a back.
Carlos Spencer, 100% kicking record last week. First one tonight, and he's nailed it. Gregan, now Sailor. Oh, he's burst out of a couple, Sailor, still going. Just a couple of metres short. Now Gregan knocked it on. No penalty.
Coming from the side, 4.
Against Chris Jack.
Number 4 from the side.
Latley kicks his second penalty goal, and it's a one-pointer. Now it's with George. Smith spots a gap. Smith straight ahead. Just 5 metres out. Now it goes for Larkham. Larkham has a go at Major. He holds firm. All Blacks, as Regan reaches out, the All Blacks penalised. He's kicking well. That's another one. And the Wallabies hit the lead by 9-7. 10-metre line, Australian territory.
Can leave it black. That's fine. Ball had to be out.
Brilliant work by Collins, just walked over the top. Now the chase is on. Howlett's got too much speed for Flatley. Howlett again.
Well, it was always going to be a Howlett day when it's second 5'8" against the winger. The kick was on the button.
Well, there's a turnover there from Jerry Collins, and the All Blacks just showed you how lethal they are on turnover ball. This time, the clever kick from Spencer, and just too much gas from the All Black winger, Doug Howlett.
Just over 10 minutes to go till half-time. Spencer unleashes a big one. Takiri waiting just out from the 22.
Good counter-attack opportunity.
All Blacks coming up pretty flat though. Oh, big driving tackle by Williams. Looking to drive the Wallabies back. Doug Howlett. Oh, here we go. Howlett with all sorts of support. Trying to work out which way to go. He's got it to Reuben Thorne. Couldn't quite get the pass back inside. And now it's with Umaga. Near the 22-metre line. Ball lost. Now it's a turnover. Wallabies on the counter-attack. Kefu puts his boot to it. Nobody chasing though. Muliaina could have a cup of tea. They're nowhere near him. And his kick is not going to find touch either.
So it's still on.
Latham, just out from the 22. Plenty of kicking. Some of it good, some of it not so good. This isn't too bad. Marshall got away from Latham though. Now there's more room. Howlett probably didn't notice the room.
No, I don't think he should have kicked that one.
He had black jerseys left and right, and that wasn't great judgment from Doug Howlett.
One player on the blind side, Rocco Foko.
At the back. Heads lower than
Collins
hips.
is going to tap from the free kick, and away goes Collins. Backs his way in.
Roll away! Advantage!
All loose, it's an advantage, so Spencer thinks about a drop kick, thinking about the advantage at the same time. Spencer still standing. Now it's Muliaina. Now up the middle goes McCaw, and no advantage at all. So the penalty right out in front of the posts. So Spencer kicks the penalty goal, and the All Blacks now have a 6-point lead.
And possession, interesting. 54% Australia, so New Zealand coming back in that area.
Number 10's onside.
Now it's with Williams, who's had a big first half. Mia Lamu.
Who's isolated.
Wallabies desperately holding on here just before half-time. Marshall goes again, slips it back to McCaw. Here's Marshall once more, head down, 5 metres short. Dave Hewitt.
Just relentless, 13 phases.
On the side.
He's got a penalty.
Advantage black.
Playing the advantage is Justin Marshall. Looking to deliver.
Wasn't he just?
Can't do so as yet. Now they have another crack. Close.
Ooh, must be close.
Oh dear. Jonathan Kaplan not quite there. Not sure that the All Blacks are celebrating.
No, I don't know. Because,
yes, they
are.
I think they do feel like they've scored.
Well, this is crucial, you know. 15-9 half-time could turn it into 22-9. Remember, the half-time hooter's gone. Ooh, that's a try. Ooh. I reckon that's a try. I reckon that's downward pressure. Here's my call.
I think he got it too. I think it's a try.
Oh, did he have control? Did he have control?
Okay. So it's the penalty for coming in from the side.
So he's playing the advantage.
10 coming in from the side.
Well,
no try. He didn't have control over it, Chris Jack.
Can you just give me the time,
so
please?
I think the All Blacks will have a shot at goal to bring down the curtain on the first half.
Well, they have a shot at goal. They're having a good old chat.
There's no time for a line-out.
No time for a line. They've been told, so they've got no option. He's missed it.
Just away to the left. So he's missed a couple in the first half, Carlos Spencer, but the All Blacks came up with a couple of tries by Doug Howlett, and they lead at the break here at Eden Park by 15 to 9. Oh, bad pass. Latham tidied up nicely.
Under intense pressure.
Spencer goes quickly again. Marshall hovering out in centre field. Across to Muliaina. The All Blacks trying to run them wide. Muliaina through again. Handing off to Carey. Muliaina. And the kick just a little bit too far. But that's just how lethal he can be.
Ah, he's pulled a muscle.
10-metre line Australian territory. And now Baxter.
Hold that.
Lays it nicely for Gregan. Larkham is going to kick. Charged. It's anybody's ball. All Blacks are going to get it. Or maybe not. Yes, the Wallabies penalised. A lot of them on the ground there having a crack at the ball.
I'll take your time again.
Well, Carlos looks pretty happy.
The second time I've heard you talking to him during the kick, you're shouting at him. I don't want to see any more, otherwise I'll send you.
So a bit of gamesmanship here. Takiri's having a crack at Spencer.
Spencer loves that sort of stuff. Hey, Matthew, what do you think about the chance of Spencer kicking this? Remember, he's missed the last 3, I think.
He's hitting the ball well and is continuing on in terms of the striking the ball. It's just the accuracy. They've gone to the left down the other end tonight. So I'm sure he would love to have the last laugh with Lottie Takiri.
Straight as a die. The big smile from Carlos Spencer directed at Lottie Takiri, who would conveniently be looking the other way. And it's 18 to 9.
Well, New Zealand opting not to contest.
Back on the inside to Cannon. There's the goal line, just 10 metres away. Now it's Young. Good surge by the loose head. Still going, scrapping his way down, almost there. Now Gregan goes to Sharp. All Blacks trying to hold him up close to the line, and the referee's going to ask the television match official to make a call here. You'd have to say there's a lot of doubt about that. He's landed on his back and probably hasn't been able to wrench it down.
Okay, thanks.
So no try, as we expected, and it'll be a 5-metre scrum. Australia ball.
Okay, put it in.
Now the scrum feed. Regan up to Larkham. It goes. Larkham getting close. Now, did he get it up against the upright? That's the question. He can score up against the padding, and it's a question of whether he did or not.
Yep, I just got to see if the ball was grounded on the post.
Now did his momentum get him there? McCaw is there with him. Oh, I don't think he's quite made it. The ball is trapped under Larkham, and I don't think he's quite got it there. He's had a busy night tonight, Roy Maybank, and it's going to be another scrum. Penalty. Now, what's he do now, Gregan? This is a gift 3 points if he wants it. Or does he want to carry on the momentum? Yeah, he's going to take the kick. So the penalty goal is converted. Wallaby supporters, there are plenty of them here tonight, happy enough, 18 to 12.
Well, there was a lot of blood, sweat and tears, and in the end, it netted 3 points.
Marshall again, Spencer. Nice pass, here's a chance. Howlett's got support from Umaga. Umaga. Backwards. They're 10 metres out. Jack. And the referee's got the arm out on the All Black side. Gold! Justin Marshall, now he extracts it. Out into centre field for Hewitt. He'll play the advantage as long as he can. Be a drop kick here from Spencer. And so no advantage. And back we come for the penalty. Big kick here for Carlos Spencer. Oh, it looks good. What a kick.
He needed it, and he got it.
So Jeremy Paul on. As the kick is not claimed by the All Black forwards, but it fell nicely. Here's Mialamu. Another dynamic run from the hooker. Lays it up for Marshall. Now it's with Collins. Crunching his way up towards halfway. Taking all sorts to pull him to ground. Now Marshall. Spencer. Wide it goes and very nearly intercepted. And knocked on as Matthew Burke takes off. Ball is loose for Gregan. Throws it forward, surely. Now there's a chance for Jeremy Paul as he's hassling through. Bit of momentum now, and Smith running onto it. Oh, that's huge. Mialamu and McCaw together. Gregan getting it wide. Sharp.
Even Black.
George Gregan once more. Latham throwing everything at it now. Oh, that's magnificent. This time it's Reuben Thorne. The tackling is unbelievable.
Stay back.
Gregan a bit slow to get this out. Now Smith taken by Marshall. Just in Wallaby territory. Gregan has a go. He makes the same fate. Bill Young has to play halfback. Now they heave it inside. Oh boy, will they ever learn? Will they ever learn?
9 phases and they've gone backwards.
Let's have a look and see if there's any more inside passes. No, they've given that idea away. Jeremy Paul, good throw. Now the All Blacks have to defend. Can't pull this maul down, remember. Wallabies, it's still trapped in there. Now they've gone to ground, so they've got to use their feet. Back it comes. Now Gregan trying to set the backside. Flackley just held on to by, initially it was McCaw.
Right there. That's fine.
Gregan up to Sharp. Desperate defence here by the All Blacks. Gregan gets it wide. Gitto fires it back. It's no good.
Well, maybe they'll rue the day they didn't take the penalty. Concerted and resilient defence, New Zealand.
Mialamu. Oh, easily past Finnegan. Slips it up to Somerville. All Blacks on the charge. Now Marshall carries it on. Pops it up for Chris Jack. They've gone almost to the halfway line. Marshall looking for someone to give it to. Spencer can't find it. Now he's got it. But it might come on the Wallabies side. Yes, in fact they've got a penalty as well. Here's Smith looking to get it as wide as quickly as possible. Remember it's advantage. Gregan.
Overlap.
Advantage over.
Advantage is over. Chance for Smith. George Smith. Wallabies back in it big time.
Magnificent try, concerted attack. Great turnover on Carlos Spencer it was. It was numbers to the ball. And then they moved it. They had an overlap. This man, George Smith. Here it is. Howlett running in between like he had to. Umaga pulled off one tackle and Howlett hesitated for a moment. It was enough for Smith to make it. Back in the game, Australia.
Wonderful hands by George Smith. Just had to retreat back with his right hand to take that ball, gather that ball in. And the All Blacks have shown from turnover ball how dangerous they are. Well, the Wallabies still a force to be reckoned with, and the game's not over yet.
Big kick, Elton Flatley looking to bring it round, can't do it. 4-point game. Ruben Thorne again.
Twice in a row, you never read about it.
The captain standing up in the last few minutes. The All Blacks again, just trying to run the clock down.
As the crowd roll them on.
Here goes Dave Hewitt. Ball is there. Comes forward on an All Black foot. Now a chance out wide for the Wallabies. Rogers belts it away downfield. Oh dear. Hangs his head. Bad mistake. Thorne again.
He caught it on himself.
They've dropped it to the ground for Marshall. No, they've knocked it on.
Come down, goal ball.
So the Wallabies have one last shot at it. And they're inside their own territory.
Engage.
Gregan. Away for Flatley. Trying to get it wide. Umaga chases Latham and drops him in a good tackle. Now it's Gitto. Into referee's time now as the Flatley goes. Flatley breaks. Fires it back inside. And it's a forward pass. Knocked on, in fact. The crowd on their feet.
Everyone's on their feet.
Waiting to hear whether the siren is gone. How would you know?
Can't hear down here.
Game is over! The Bledisloe Cup is back in New Zealand!
Like a war. To the victor goes the spoils, and the spoils is this huge trophy, huge competition, huge rivalry between the two countries, and huge respect.
Real emotion and elation. The Bledisloe Cup won by the Wallabies back in 1998 in Christchurch. It's taken that long to get it back. And it's been one heck of a battle here at Eden Park tonight.
The All Black domination of Tri-Nations rugby continues. Champions for the 5th time in 8 years. Once again, they emerge from this three-way battle as the Supremos of the Southern Hemisphere. Posting record scores against South Africa and Australia, this All Black team appears to be something special. And they set themselves up perfectly for their next assault, the World Cup. The Springboks and Wallabies could take heart from the vast improvements made during this series. Both teams sprang from heavy defeats to push the All Blacks all the way in the return matches. And they must continue to improve if they are to displace the All Blacks as worthy Tri-Nations champions.